spend a lot of money on that. They in fact, they probably charge you rent on that thing.
Yes, they do.
If you look at your cable bill, it probably says that you're renting a box and a router and all that stuff. Well, we've got a router, and basically a router is what helps you receive the signal right from for your Wi-Fi, basically. We've got a router that's gonna knock your socks off. If you have areas of your home where your computer doesn't work, you gotta go to a certain couch for it to work, stuff like that, then you need the TP-Link. This is our dual band wireless router. If you buy it today, it's $30 off. It's only $119.95, and we also took shipping and got rid of that too. This is gonna allow you to get the most of your Wi-Fi. No bad spots in your house. It operates on the two different bandwidths, so you're getting the most bang for your buck. It'll increase the speed of getting online.
Right.
It has incredible range. So if you're one of those people that says, the Wi-Fi is crappy at my house, there's no such thing.
No.
It is the router that's not connecting the computer to the Wi-Fi.
You're exactly right. The router is what sends the wireless internet throughout your house.
Right.
The guy's right. The internet is fast. It's the router, the device that normally from your cable company doesn't have any antennas. It's just a black box, and most of us have a black box, a Wi-Fi signal that is 5 years old. It is a world of difference when you look at something that's 5 years old. So let me first talk about what Guy was mentioning. Do you ever get off on the couch, or you can't go downstairs, or can't go upstairs because you lose Wi-Fi? These antennas that are on the top, they have this technology called beamforming technology, which is really incredible. So what happens with beamforming is a traditional router will just send out a signal in a circle. And there's a lot of interference in that circle, and then as soon as you walk out, then you lose the signal. That's why you can't walk downstairs or upstairs away from the router. With your TP-Link, as soon as you walk within that circle, those antennas see the devices, and now it sends a beam to every one of those devices, allowing you to walk from room to room to room and still be connected. That's why it's so important to have an advanced router, because the most common router is a wireless G from 5 years ago. Like miles an hour of a car, wireless G operates at about 54 megabits a second. Do you see that number right there on the side? This operates at up to 1900 megabits a second. So it's really night and day versus everything else. But there's also something inside called dual band. Now the band is the frequency how the router talks to your multiple devices you have in your house. But the frequency also very important. Now most routers operate at only 2.4 gigahertz. The problem with that is your refrigerator operates at 2.4 gigahertz. Right. Your home phones operate that. Your microwave operates at that. There's so much clutter at 2.4 gigahertz. So they came out with a 5 gigahertz speed that's designed just for routers. So not only do you get that slow country road, you also have that high speed highway that's now connecting to all your different devices. And if you're asking yourself, is this something I can really add to my house? This is a piece of cake. Because all you do is you power it up. There's your little power adapter. You plug that into the wall. Now from your old router, from your cable company that you can now give back to them, you unplug it, and then you plug back in to your TP-Link with the blue line that says internet. As soon as you plug that in, Guy, you turn it on, you just became a computer technician. You just gave yourself the fastest wireless that's out there in America right now is the wireless cool. AC. It's that easy to do.
Instant too. You'll notice it instantly. It doesn't have to wait. It's not like, doesn't work like that. It's like, although the way I can best explain it is, it's like in the old days, the guy with the biggest antenna got the best reception. Right. You know, that was before it was cable and all the rest of that stuff. But that's how you got it, because essentially that's how you received your signal. You got your signal from this big giant antenna that was up there. And so, you know, the ones that were higher, the ones that were on the bigger houses, bigger buildings, those are the ones that got the best reception. So this is the same thing. It's the big kid on the block. This is gonna get more reception, and it's gonna map out more of your house. Maybe you're on one of those, maybe you got, 3 different levels to your house, or maybe you have a big house, maybe you have a block house, right? Where it's tough to get reception even for your phone. This will improve not only reception for things like smartphones, but tablets, your gaming devices. Anything that works on Wi-Fi is going to have increased reception. It's going to be quicker, faster, as I said, cleaner. You're not gonna have any downtime. You can actually use a little directional antenna on this to actually point it. I have mine going in any direction in the house where I have a Wi-Fi device. So like Danny's little game room is way over there. My bedroom would be back here. And then, if you've got another area in the front of the house, your living room, you can do that. Your regular routers don't do that, which doesn't make sense, because you need to sort of access the entire house, not just a little square box, which most people don't even keep, in the main part of the house.
Right.
They keep it in a spare bedroom.
It's way on the other side of the house.
Right.
It's that same signal that's been there for 30 years.
Yep.
That's where you plug it in. When you end up stepping up to a faster router, this is truly what delivers the internet throughout your entire home. Because a lot of people sometimes will say, the internet was slow today. It's not that the internet's slow, it's what's delivering the device to your house. This is delivering the internet to your home. And now when you switch over to this, it's the fastest signal. And this is brought to you by TP-Link. These guys are the #1 network provider, network gear provider company on the planet. Over 1 billion people use TP-Link. So if you have a question, they also have incredible online support, over the phone support that lasts for a lifetime. So they're gonna make sure that every step of the way, you now have access to the best support and you're gonna get the best signal that's out there. That's all done exclusively for HSN customers. And every single version of a TP-Link router brought here to HSN, it all goes on to be customer picks. And I love just reading the reviews. People will say, I never believed how fast the internet could be until I stepped up to my router. The other thing about a device like this, you see these antennas? These are designed to connect to multiple devices. Remember what I told you, the most common router in America is a wireless G? That wireless G is designed to connect to one device. Now what happens when you connect to multiple devices when a router can only connect to one? Well, that's why it starts to slow down. Like, do you ever get online and then your kids get online or your husband gets online or somebody else in the house and the internet comes to a crawl? It's because the router can only handle one device.
Right.
This is actually designed to handle up to 9 devices at that high-speed connection.
Yeah.
So now you think about what happened 5 years ago. Most often you just had a laptop and that was it. Now 5 years ago today, you're talking cell phones, home security, televisions, so much Wi-Fi that's connected to our house.
I've got one of those crazy canary cameras in my house.
Exactly.
I mean, all that stuff needs a Wi-Fi connection. Here's another thing that you really need to look at. Look at how this stands. Why is it that they give you a router and it's a little box and it sits flat on the floor?
Right.
It's like, how is that going to get reception? I mean, you know, that would be like taking your old TV antenna, like I said, and putting it in your basement.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. You need that thing to stand up so everybody can see it and everybody can reach it. And it can access all the different things that you need to access, right?
And you're exactly right. And this is what delivers the internet to your house. And the other thing is, your cable company is probably charging you an equipment fee. If they left a piece of equipment in your house, you're getting a rental charge. In my neck of the woods, it was $10 a month. In less than a year, I'll get rid of that cable bill, and then we're gonna have the fastest possible internet.
So blow you away. And listen, here, this is a perfect item to try, all right?
Absolutely.
Here, you know you have our 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, so bring it home. If it's not better for you, send it back. But it'll blow away the router you have.
Absolutely, you'll be blown away.
Why pay for something that's not working?
You're right.
All right, it's Joe's got to go. Before Joe goes, hey, Joe, remember that